Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moments. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Before starting the video, special thanks to Darren Phillips for £2. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star episode number 250 based on novel. So let's start. Within the distant broken ship's control room. The trap is set, time to collect. Pilati said softly in his alloy chair. 1 Undying and 9 Sector Lords, I'll at most lose 27% of the puppets before I am able to win. In space, the 3 teams of thunder puppets surrounding Luo Feng's team instantly began their attacks. Kill. Die. The puppets were all 12 m tall, brandishing the alloy blade from their backs orderly, after which they roared and rushed at the team. 10 people, against 1,000,000 thunder puppets? The scene of the team being surrounded by 1,000,000 thunder puppets made the inexperienced Rock shudder. Kill. The Flame Mother Race Fighter Hammer howled and unleashed his world projection, instantly engulfing the surrounding puppets and slowing them down. With his huge shield, he easily defended against their attacks. They were 12 m tall and this made it hard for too many to attack at a time. Hammer easily defended against them. 1 large shield and 1 large hammer. Rumble. The hammer struck as fast as lightning against the chest of a puppet. Kai, the alloy chest of the puppet was knocked in and it was knocked far away. Behind him, the quick puppets easily dodged it. New recruits, use your heavy attacks. These thunder puppets are all E9 grade alloys. Destroying their bodies will take up too much energy, it's not worth it. Just use heavy attacks to destroy their machinery within. These quantity-based puppets probably wouldn't cost too much. Hit them hard, even if their body is still intact, they won't be able to move after. The Mother Flame Race Hammer ordered Luo Feng and Rock. Rock brandished 2 blades as he used his world projection. Understood. He replied. He began to madly attack the thunder puppets, every blade with enough vibrations as he slashed through their bodies. Even though it only left little scratches on the surface and seemingly undamaged, in truth, the internal machinery of each robot was destroyed from inside. After receiving each attack, they were immobilized. A tornado was rushing through the puppets. The tornado slashed through with a cold flash of the blade, however only 1/3 of the puppets hit were immobilized. This was Tornado of the 9 Sector Lord Generals. He was the fastest amongst the 7 old soldiers. Tornado, you are disadvantaged. The distant demon lady controlled a ball of liquid that floated about. This liquid-like spirit weapon easily blocked off the surrounding thunder puppets. At least I'm killing more than you. Tornado said seriously. The many Sector Lord Generals easily destroyed the enemies. Other than the illusionist demon lady, the others were clearing off the puppets. Even the illusionist Wei controlled a Nanshan armament and he used its 7th form, the Sky and Land Pillar. It was about 20 centimeters thick and 6 m long. The golden rod hit heavily on each puppet. This Sky and Land Pillar was the model of heavy attacks. The moment they were hit, the puppets all fell. Madman, your achievements in the Nanshan armament is very high too. The 8th level Space Slicer? Or the 9th level A match against Undying? The skinny illusionist Wei asked. Luo Feng's killing rate was extremely high. He too used the 7th form's pillar, however the gold pillar formed had a huge void about it. As it rolled, it easily destroyed tens of puppets at a time. With just one sweep, a whole bunch of them were destroyed. This gold pillar was infused with space laws, and were extremely heavy and powerful. Its enemy killing efficiency was shocking. Anyone could easily tell that anyone able to unleash the 7th form to such a level could probably unleash a level higher than that, 8th or even the 9th. Hence the illusionist Wei asked. This thunder puppet army shouldn't be that weak. Luo Feng controlled the Nanshan armament and easily destroyed the surrounding puppets. He should still have other tactics. The automaton puppets are much weaker than bug soldiers. They are after all simply robots. One heavy attack can shake and damage their internal machinery, making them immobilized. Luo Feng thought. The bug soldiers are actually life forms. In terms of production, theirs are much higher. E9 grade automaton puppets are simply huge robots made with E9 alloys. As there were over 1,000 E9 puppets, the cost of production would probably be akin to that of a E9 grade ship with a diameter of a 100 meter. As for the Sector Lord Pinnacle bug soldiers, each one of them was priced around an E9 grade ship. Just from the price alone one could see which was better. Collect, I will collect all. The chemist Poison stood in space. 2 dark green vines extended from his armor, easily clearing the puppets around him. The many puppets were all immobilized after being hit and were kept in his world ring. Collect them after immobilizing them. It'll make the enemy feel the pinch. Haha, these puppets are only valuable because of their alloys. One alone won't be worth much, but a 1000 will be enough for a ship. If we can get 10,000 of them, we'll earn much. Poison was very excited. Right, collect. Demon Lady nodded. Collect and make him feel the pinch and flee. Let that enemy know that he's hit a metal board. The Captain Taiwo was laughing loudly too. While laughing, he used his law domain to carefully scan the surrounding endless thunder puppet army. Even though close to 10,000 puppets had been lost already, compared to the million-strong army, that was but just 1%. In the distant broken ship, Pilati smiled in his alloy chair. They are already gathered. First trap the Undying and kill the 9 sector lords. Then use all strength to kill the Undying. Let the massacre begin. In space, the 10 sector lords surrounded by the million automaton puppets finally changed their expressions. Captain. Be careful, Captain. The others all clearly saw 3,000 bolts of thunder shooting out from the million-strong army, surrounding the Captain Taiwo. These 3,000 bolts were space-infused attacks. The countless puppets about madly absorbed the thunder and passed it on to the 3,000 core puppets. These 3,000 core puppets surrounded and attacked Taiwo. Get lost. Taiwo roared. With a flash he appeared before one of them and punched its body. Rumble. The puppet was knocked far away. Its surface E9 grade alloy exploded open, revealing a purple metal within. As the surface E9 exploded open, it finally revealed its true face. A completely purple metal puppet. After being knocked by an Undying, it was undamaged and flew right back, rejoining the other 2,999 puppets and continuing its attack. In the distance, Luo Feng's expression changed slightly. It's actually a F8 metal amethyst essence. Looks like the 3,000 puppets surrounding the captain are all F8 grade puppets. This is troublesome. Such high-level puppets, just shaking them with a hard attack won't do. Amethyst essence. It's amethyst essence. That's not the E9 grade puppets, but the expensive F grade puppets. The 7 old soldiers changed their expressions. They weren't as relaxed as before. 1 million E9 puppets could probably only be worth as much as 100 F8 puppets. But just the 3,000 F8 puppets were enough to distract the Undying Taiwo. Countless normal puppets are absorbing the Thunder Hell's energy and are turning into the F8 puppets, making them completely able to pressure the captain. Luo Feng thought. Be careful, there are other F8 grade puppets. The captain warned them anxiously. It was indeed so. Rumble. Countless bolts of lightning shot towards 800 core puppets. These 800 instantly surrounded and attacked Luo Feng and the other 8 sector lords. The illusionists Wei and Demon Lady each had 50 core puppets attacking them. Hammer, Tornado, God and Rock, including Luo Feng, each had 100 surrounding them. And they used combined law attacks. Their power was absurd. This is troublesome. Poison, poison, save me. Demon Lady's expression changed as she shouted. Everybody give it your all. The chemist Poison shouted. Take out some of your trump cards, don't save them. We can always exchange for more treasure when it's gone. However, if you die, it's really over. Dark green vines shot out from his body and spread over many directions. Each of them reached hundreds of kilometers long, and wrapped up a large amount of the normal puppets and madly sweeping them aside. Howl. Hammer howled too. The rhombus crystal on his forehead lit up and his body grew quite a bit. Kill. The white-armored god gave off a glaring white light. The book he wielded ripped apart and countless fragments melded with the pike he held, making it more ancient than before. I'll have to use some effort. The most calm amongst the group was Luo Feng, who looked at the Nanshan armament. The 9th form A match against Undying should be enough to destroy these stupid puppets. The dark gold long rod on his back instantly separated along with the golden pillar. Countless gold blades swiftly formed together and became the Nanshan armament's most perfect form, the Nanshan gold blade. A 3m long normal-looking gold blade was formed. Nanshan gold blade? A match against Undying? 9th form? The scene completely shocked the other generals. Even though the defenses of the F-grade Thunder Puppet were incredibly strong, their attacks were naturally weak. They relied on the countless E-grade puppets supplying energy from the Thunder Hell, and gathering them within the core of the F-grade puppets to make them stronger. Even so, just one F-grade puppet alone was simply akin to one Sector Lord General in strength. Bastards, these punks sure are hard to deal with. Taiwo raged. 3,000 F-grade thunder puppets spread themselves about Taiwo and surrounded him heavily. They continued to absorb energy from the countless thunder puppets that were around. At this time, Taiwo was constantly being attacked. Even though he didn't care about the single attacks, with 3,000 of them, as long as 1/3 of the attacks hit him, it would be a nightmare. Luckily he dodged well. Rumble. He knocked them over and over away, making the number that surrounded him decrease. However, after a while, they would once again return almost undamaged. Despite his fast attacking speed, the number of F-grade puppets surrounding him never went below 2,500. Just like that, Taiwo was held up by the 3,000 thunder puppets, unable to break free. Everybody be careful, these F-grade puppets are all comparable to Sector Lord Generals after receiving all the energy. Taiwo communicated urgently. Poison, we are relying on you. The enemy doesn't know your strength, give it your all. Keep Demon Lady and Wei and the others into your world ring. And Madman. Taiwo observed the battle, discovering Luo Feng's strength. You can unleash the 9th form of the Nanshan armament, help the other members. Understood. Understood. Poison and Luo Feng replied simultaneously. Poison relied on the large amount of dark green vines extending out of his armor that wrapped about large amounts of normal automaton puppets. It dug through them in all directions, causing a big stir within the army of puppets. The 100 F-grade puppets that surrounded him were hence unable to absorb sufficient energy from the others. Actually, from the scene, everybody could tell that the F-grade puppets were simply large chunks of metal. One dead piece of metal without any attacking ability. The only reason their attacks were strong was because of the countless normal robots absorbing energy from the Thunder Hell and sending it over. Without the Thunder Hell, these F-grade puppets would be no threat at all. Without the large amount of normal puppets, the F-grade puppets' absorption of energy would be decreased by tens of thousands of times. Be careful, Poison. Luo Feng communicated. The number of F-grade puppets on him rose from 400 to 800 in an instant. The other 400 aimed at Luo Feng and the others. Little punks. Luo Feng stood on the Dark Cloud shuttle and controlled the Nanshan Gold Blade. The Nanshan Gold Blade was demonic, appearing occasionally and instantly vanishing from sight as it traveled through space, appearing hundreds of meters elsewhere. Rumble. The blade hit one F-grade puppet. This 9th form was powerful enough to harm an Undying, one could only imagine its power. Rumble. That F-grade puppet was knocked far away as it spun out of control. Rumble. It was extremely fast as it traveled and knocked the many F-grade puppets away. One had to know that it had the ability to travel through the slits of space. How terrifying was the speed of teleportation? It far exceeded the speed of Taiwo's movements. As long as an Undying hadn't reached the level of teleportation, their speed couldn't match up to this blade. Even Taiwo could easily knock close to 500 of them away in an instant. The 50 puppets surrounding Luo Feng, in the blink of an eye, had been knocked away as the gold blade attacked 50 times. Luo Feng stood on the Dark Cloud shuttle and flashed, swiftly heading towards Demon Lady, who was getting fatigued from constantly defending. Demon Lady. Luo Feng flashed over, his gold blade flashing through and knocking away the 50 F-grade puppets. Madman, Madman. I love you to death. The fatigued Demon Lady shouted with glee. Quickly keep me into your world ring. Demon Lady was kept in Luo Feng's world ring. Bastard. Poison gritted his teeth. He had already brandished a bottle of colorful liquid, however, after he saw Luo Feng unleash his strength, he immediately smiled and kept the bottle. On the battlefield, Luo Feng was fast as lightning as he passed through the puppet army. His gold blade flashed through simultaneously, appearing occasionally and attacking with terrifying speed. Ha ha ha, this new recruit the captain got sure is powerful. Madman, I really respect you. The illusionist Wei, who was getting worn out from defending against the 50 puppets, laughed loudly too. He sent a flying kiss to Luo Feng. He was obviously excited to escape death. The illusionist Wei was kept in Luo Feng's world ring. One had to know that he easily got 100 world rings at Wulong Stayfield. The world rings, he had plenty of them. Come here quickly. Hammer roared urgently, I can't hold on much longer. Hammer was an incredibly intrepid fighter, and his offense and defense were strong. His only weakness was his flexibility. He was often hit by the F-grade puppets' attacks. If it weren't for his natural strength, he would have died long ago. As the 50 puppets were knocked away, Luo Feng kept Hammer in his world ring. Madman, you sure are powerful. The new recruit Rock complimented as well. Damn, the first time I met him, I knew this madman was a powerful warrior. Ha ha, look how powerful he is, how decisive he is. 50th grade puppets, they are merely toys against his Nanshan gold blade. This final level of the Nanshan armament sure is powerful. The white armored god laughed carefree. Hee, we are set for the future. Ha ha. The fighter Tornado laughed too. They were all kept in Luo Feng's world ring. Only 4 people were left fighting against the puppets: Tai Wo, Poison, Luo Feng, and Mad Wu. Mad Wu was a spirit reader. He used the combination of wind and space. Also, the god-tearing armament, his current usage of the weapon was akin to the Nanshan armament's 8th level space slicer, and its speed was terrifying. He could easily defend against the 50 puppets himself. Ha ha, madman, come help me. Tai Wo communicated excitedly. Coming. Luo Feng stood on the dark cloud shuttle and rushed forward, controlling the Nanshan gold blade. The blade became countless images. In almost a blink of an eye, it knocked over 100 of the puppets over 10,000 kilometers away, and this was also only because of the countless normal puppets stopping them, otherwise they would have been knocked millions of kilometers away. The Nanshan gold blade was fast as lightning, appearing everywhere occasionally. The normal puppets didn't even affect its speed in the slightest. The ability to pass through the slits of space was simply heavenly. It made its speed terrifying. In an instant, over 500 puppets were knocked far away. When the first knocked-away puppet had returned, Luo Feng had already knocked away 2,000 F-grade puppets. Tai Wo took the chance to escape their trap. Ha ha, madman, beautifully executed. Tai Wo exclaimed happily. Rumble. The little team of thunder puppet armies surrounding their group swiftly began to retreat, dispersing in all directions, and the activated thunder hell closed off too. They are gone. They've retreated. Mad Wu, Poison, Tai Wo, and Luo Feng looked at the huge army dispersing in 9 directions. Should we chase? Luo Feng asked. We cannot. Tai Wo shook his head. An automaton who is able to produce such a huge army definitely has a self-destruct core crystal akin to a normal Undying. Even the cheapest fire god core crystal would be extremely expensive. If that was used to attack us, it's simply a small loss to them. However, if we continue to chase them down and force him to give his all, one fire god core crystal's explosion, if we are not careful, might wipe us out. Luo Feng was shocked. The fire god core crystal, he had used it as an excuse against Yangshu Emperor back then. One low-grade fire god crystal, akin to a normal flame Undying self-destruct. With his current status, he could purchase it at a discounted rate of 600,000 points. And the automaton race proficient in making them could get them at an even lower price. An automaton capable of setting up the Thunder Hell would most likely have a Fire God Core Crystal or such an item for self-protection. My guess was right. This Thunder Puppet army should have suffered a huge loss before attacking us. Poison laughed. We've experienced such battles before. Looking at his control and resources, he could definitely do much better. Within the distant broken ship's control room, Pilati roared in his alloy chair, a Sector Lord level 9 plant assisting life form, another with the Nanshan armament's 9th form. How can my luck be so bad? To actually meet such a rare human Sector Lord group, if only my losses from killing the official level Undying before weren't that huge. With the Thunder Hell's attacking system being damaged, how could you escape? It's your good luck, just pray you don't meet me ever again. In space. Tai Wo brandished an E9 grade universe ship. Captain, this ship seems very similar to the previous one. The only difference is the resting area is empty. Luo Feng smiled. It's not empty anymore. He stood within the ship and pointed ahead. The resting quarters suddenly appeared and locked right into place, completing the layout. Luo Feng and the 4 immediately stepped in. Ha, I ordered a total of 600 of these E9 exactly similar ships back then. Tai Wo smiled. All of them are completely alike and are able to at most hit 1.2 light speed in the dark universe, with simple lore engravings outside. It can be said to be the cheapest E9 grade ships. However, over the many years, we've already had 182 of them destroyed. Right, get everybody out. Luo Feng nodded and with a thought. Tornado, Wei, God, Rock, Demon Lady and Hammer all appeared. 9 members and the captain all gathered there. Madman. Demon Lady said, I love you to death. Ha, our team has one more powerful warrior. The resting quarters erupted in cheers. The disc-shaped E9 grade ship flew at sublight speed carefully through the space, dodging the dangerous spots. Within the resting quarters. Everybody sit. Taiwo smiled and sat in the sofa. Using his undying energy to control a wine bottle and some glasses, he poured 10 cups of wine. The crystal-clear glasses floated before the 10 of them. He lifted his glass. "Let's toast," he said. "Ha ha." The 9 members smiled carefree and lifted their glasses. "For our luck in this battle, for our 2 new exceptional members, let's toast," Taiwo said. "Cheers! Cheers!" The group of sector lords laughed loudly. Any one of them, when placed in the normal star fields, would all be large figures living it up. However, they all chose to come to the outer region wars, because they all had the hopes of becoming even stronger and fighting other stronger warriors. As per usual, we'll first reflect on the battle. Taiwo placed his glass down. That battle before, everything was within the enemy's control. Whether it was the Thunder Hell setup or the 9 armies of Thunder puppets, the 3000 F-grade puppets holding me up and killing you all after etc., everything was within his plan. The 9 members listened intently. All the other old members did well, staying not too far from me and Poison. Even in danger, Poison would be able to give his all and save you all. Taiwo revealed a smile. The 2 new recruits did very well too. Amongst which I'm very satisfied with Rock. He did as well as the old members. I believe that through some more experience, he will get stronger too. Of course. The one that made everybody the happiest was, we got a new powerful member, Madman. Taiwo looked at Luo Feng. "Madman. Madman." The group looked at him and cheered. In such a dangerous place such as the battlefields, it was a good thing to have such powerful teammates. Because of him, Poison didn't need to go all out and we saved a valuable potion. Taiwo looked at the childlike Poison squatting on the sofa. "Poison, you've got it made." "Hee hee." Poison grinned at Luo Feng. Luo Feng looked shocked at him. This chemist was very strong? Madman. Demon Lady's voice was enchanting. Poison is the second strongest in our group. He once defeated an Undying before. Defeated an Undying? Luo Feng looked shocked at him. What? Rock was even more shocked. Even the 9th form of the Nanshan armament, a match against Undying, was only a match and could be used for survival. It couldn't exactly defeat an Undying. Of course the Heavenly Bridges level 13, 14 and 15 all used this move, of which the 15th level's move had the ability to already kill a normal Undying. However, that was the Heavenly Bridge level 15. The requirement for official level Undyings. Such an absolute genius would definitely become a Sector Lord core member of the Virtual Universe Company. The main thing is that I can rely on my natural ability and potions combined with the plant life form I nurtured. Poison smiled. 1 potion costs close to 80 mixed elements to succeed. Hee hee, Madman, you've saved me 80 mixed elements. Come, let's drink. Luo Feng lifted his glass, filled with respect within. A chemist was able to create special potions, even according to one's own needs, nurturing special plant life forms. To reach this level, he is pretty impressive. Luo Feng thought. Other than the captain and Poison, Madman, you are our 3rd-ranked warrior now. Mad Wu laughed. The 3rd. And you don't need potions like Poison. The others all laughed and said. This battle allowed everyone to know the strengths of their 2 new recruits. They got a good grasp on the 2 of them. Especially the new Madman, who was regarded as the 3rd-ranked in the team. Luo Feng was indifferent. He didn't care about such ranks, even though his earth body alone had the ability to kill an Undying. The ship continued forward. In a flash, 2 months had passed, and even though they did encounter 2 other attacks, they were able to easily settle it. After all, a team led by an Undying with 9 Sector Lord Generals wasn't something just anyone could deal with. This was also why they headed to a special location. The other location's enemies were simply too weak, and accumulating contribution points simply took too long. The 2 attacks before sure were weak, and the moment they saw we had an Undying, they all fled. So boring. This makes accumulating points too slow. The members discussed within the resting quarters. We've got 2 more days to reach the starfield 001289038484, Shattered Stars. Taiwo said, Shattered Stars is a more renowned battlefield area, as large amounts of other race warriors lay hidden there. Over there, we will definitely be pushed. The only thing we will be complaining about is our own lack of strength. Madman. A deep voice resounded, the most sturdy looking of the team. Hammer looked at him. What's your contribution points quota? My contribution points quota? Luo Feng frowned. Every soldier in the outer regions had a quota to hit. They had to get sufficient points to free themselves. For example, if one had a request of 1 million points, starting at 0, killing in the battlefields would give them points. Until they reached 1 million, only then could he choose to retire, exchange for treasures or continue to fight, even fight alone, etc. He would gain the right to choose. And before hitting that quota, they would have to obey the army orders. Right, how many do you have? Madman's quota should be high. The Sector Lord team sat in the sofas and looked over. My? Luo Feng said casually, it's still okay, the quota is 1 billion. 1 billion? The white-armored god stared wide-eyed. Did I hear right? Luo Feng nodded curiously. Right, 1 billion. Was this number absurd? He thought it should be within a normal range. Damn, 1 billion? My god! It's 1 billion. Even the calm Taiwo stood up. The old members all looked shocked at Luo Feng. The illusionist Wei stroking his cat turned quickly at Rock. Rock, how much is your quota? Mine is 200 million. Rock said. Not bad. It's already impressive. But Madman, it's absurd, it's actually 1 billion. The members all discussed. The two new members, however, were curious. Just what did this quota actually mean? Even though Luo Feng's status was high, he had only checked on some information he needed to know. As for just what this quota number actually implied, he didn't know. If you interact enough with the other sector lords, you would know. Taiwo exclaimed, the capable ones do the most work. The stronger one is, the higher his quota would be. When the new recruits first join the outer region wars, they would be given their quotas. These would accurately represent their strength. And the authority they are given is only the most raw judgment of their strength. The normal sector lord, the elite and the general, these are unclear levels. The sector lords usually have a lowest quota of 1 million, the highest being 1 billion. Of which a normal soldier normally has 1 million to 10 million. The elites have 10 million to about 100 million. Sector lord generals have 100 million to 1 billion. Taiwo said, the quotas between 100 million to 1 billion are all sector lord generals, of which they have different levels of strengths too. It's obvious that Rock is already very exceptional for a new recruit. Even without any experience in the battlefield, he's gotten this strong. Madman, however, you are simply. Luo Feng was stunned. 1 billion is the top limit of a general. For anyone that has such a high quota, it means you have the strength no weaker than a normal Undying. Taiwo emphasized. The virtual universe company's system will never be wrong, you have the strength to match a normal Undying. The members were all shocked as they looked at him. However, they didn't know that sector lords that could match a normal Undying did have quotas of 1 billion. However, those able to kill a normal Undying or even an official level Undying etc. all had the same 1 billion quota. As that was the absolute limit for sector lords. They didn't know that Luo Feng's strength was much more terrifying than what they imagined. For them, being able to match and kill a normal Undying was already heavenly. So, that's how it is. Luo Feng shook his head and laughed. Growing through the many life or death experiences in the battlefield before reaching general level. There are many sector lords that go through this. However, those able to match and kill a normal Undying, those are extremely few and rare. Of our entire 26th base, there are probably only 2 or 3 such sector lords. Taiwo exclaimed. In contrast, our alliance partners, even our enemies the Bug Clan sector lord queens, automaton sector lords, many are able to kill Undyings. Some of their warrior talents are simply too heavenly. As for human sector lords able to do so are simply too rare. However, our team now has 1. Taiwo smiled at him. Poison looked at him too. Their eyes were filled with anticipation. Their team now had 3 Undying level strengths. Unlike Poison that had to rely on potions, Luo Feng truly had the battle strength of an Undying. This would naturally raise their survival rate in Shattered Stars by a lot. How? Luo Feng could only smile. 1 billion contribution points quota? He didn't even think about the number. This quota was something the system itself had allotted him. It was a formality. Every sector lord ranged between 1 million to 1 billion, and his strength was enough to be given the limit. However, the Virtual Universe Company had another request for him to accomplish through his life or death training. That request was 10 trillion points. After completing it, only then could he lead the outer region wars. This was his life or death training. This was the Army's request, and another was the Virtual Universe Company's Sector Lord level request. One was 1 billion, another was 10 trillion. Hence, Luo Feng didn't even think his 1 billion was a lot. This video will end here. Thank you for watching.